Assalamu alaikum people, what's good? Welcome back to the Unsheathed podcast, the most uncensored podcast on the dunya thus far. I hope you can see the reference. So today's topic, at least for the Discord members, is you gotta take a line down. Quite frankly, it's literally... okay, you know what? I'm not gonna answer that right now. I'm gonna take my time with it. Because, and really, if I were to say... unlike my last episode, where it was a very dark and heavy topic and the subject matter was super on a different scale, that I actually had to sit and think whether I was even doing the right thing talking about it real quick and stuff. But anyhow, this topic is pretty much it's more leaning towards figuring out your masculine aggression. More like, not really figuring it out, more like having this balance of whether your masculine aggression is even applicable in real life anymore. Because the way society has turned out to be, it really looks like it's just not applicable to a higher extent. And if you really want to apply it, you have to go into the MMA rings, or maybe you need to go get into a gym and fight a sparring partner. Exactly. Today's episode is clearly about fighting. So, should you fight? Short answer, yes. Now, those of you who don't have the attention span to sit through the entire thing, get lost. Seriously, get lost. Because, I'll be very honest, if you respect my time, I'll respect yours as well. And like I said, this is gonna be very valuable. I really hope so, and I believe it to be so. Because, as far as I've been observing, man, someday I think that I'm just a literal philosopher now. Well, the thing that I've been observing lately in almost every man when I go out, or when I'm hanging out with my homies, or maybe even like if I'm just observing people in general, husbands and wives, children, parents, just typical single people like us, etc. Like, can you guys even fight? Like, why is fighting so important? It's the 21st century. I mean, there's no logical reason for you to want to fight, right? There's no logical reason for you to even want to contend with other men, or even like contend with other people in your race, in the human race in general. There's no reason to fight anymore, right? Wrong. That's absolutely wrong. Because if you think through that thought process alone, so answer me this. The most typical question that you would be asked is, let's say your life is in danger, and now you have to call 911. What are you going to do? Well, if I were there, oh, you know what? I'll put myself later. A typical person would call 911 and that's it. Practically, that's it. His life is in danger. Well, goodbye. He is in danger. He has faced the danger. He's probably dead or beaten up. See ya. Take care. I mean, how can you take care when you're already dead? So practically, what I would do instead, or rather what I always suggest others to do, and I would really do that as well, is call 911 and I'm ready. I can fight him off. I'll probably beat him up to an extent that the authorities can come in and take him away. Until then, he doesn't really get to wake up and move around and do stuff with me. I'm not interested in this BS. I've called the correct authorities. I've followed the law. And now I have picked up my fists to break you to an extent that you can shut up, stay dead, or stay down, and the authorities can take you away. Boom, easy. But can any of you in the Muslim Ummah, all the men, at least the men, because this podcast is usually targeted, it's always targeted towards men, Muslim men. So, Muslim men, hey yo, answer the question. Can you even fight? Can you even protect yourself? Forget about your wife, forget about your kids, forget about them. Can you even protect yourself? First question. If you can answer that, if it's a yes, well, good. Can you now take that responsibility and protect your wife and children, your parents, your family members, your relatives, your friends, etc.? If yes, again, that's a good thing. And now if it's a no, from the very foundation that you can't even protect yourself, what are you expecting? Like, are you really expecting the authorities to come on time? You and I both know, like, let's not kid ourselves. The authorities unfortunately cannot come on time because it's a human response. They have to respond, and they're humans. They aren't AIs or robots that they can just run over to you and be like, put it down, put it down, put it down. Of course not. They can't. They're humans. It's a human response, reaction time. It's all understandable. So until then, how will you defend yourself? How will you even be okay? Like, how can you say that, okay, like I can chill. It's all legit. Until then, you're just gonna be beaten to a bloody pulp or something, because you probably will have this little inner thing saying, hey, yo, you need to put up a fight. Because your inner self will say that. I assure you, your inner self will always say that, because all the fights or all the arguments that I've been to, my inner self has always gotten the better of me and kicked up and said, hey, yo, we beating this up or what? And not gonna lie, I've been to some fights. It's not like some serious fights. It's like just some simple fights. Between, not even homies, more like between classmates and stuff. It was very simple, very basic, very childish, if you will. But, I mean, blood did drip. So I should say it's pretty legit to an extent. Anyhow, like, that's of course like classmates and stuff. This is school stuff. But really, why should you fight? Now, that's the bigger question. First off, the first question was, can you even fight? And now, for those of you who said no, and heck, even literally say yes, but still you have this hesitation, like, oh yeah, should I even put up my fist up, and like, should I even try to defend myself? Like, should I even do yeah? To you, all of you guys, should you even fight? Should you even learn to fight? Okay, what do you actually get when you learn to fight, right? Because I've been talking about like fight, but like thing is, what do you really learn? Number one, confidence on a different scale. This confidence is not the type of confidence that you would get if you banged a chick. You won't get the same confidence, boy. You won't get the same confidence. Banging a chick ain't really gonna give you this amount of confidence that you're gonna get when you actually go into a fight and you survive. This is a whole different world. Banging a chick is easy. Everyone can do that. Can everyone really survive a fight? That's the first question. These are the most ultimate questions that you need to sit down with a pen and paper in hand, even answer them from your bottom of your heart. Can you fight? Now, the things you're going to learn, number one, like I said, is confidence. The reason I say confidence is because, of course, I'm not telling you to be a savage and just go ahead and beat up anybody and everybody on the streets. By the way, I've been seeing some of you guys are messaging in the chat. I'll check it out after I'm done, inshallah. So I'm not telling you to be a savage and just beat up anybody and everybody and be like, yeah, I'm so alpha. That is just pure stupidity. That's stupidity at its best form. And now you get those stupidity because there's no guidance out there telling you that you need a balance of life, like education, just normal mental education, and a bit of physical education in terms of fighting, fitness, health, etc. No one is going to tell you that. The self-improvement space will tell you, but they won't tell you about fighting at all. There's a reason why you need to learn to fight. You can't be a wussy and just expect everything to come to your favor and someone will, yay, my white knight is here. Now, this might be a bit of a controversial take, but you aren't a woman. No one's gonna come to your aid, bro. You aren't a woman. No one is ever gonna come to your aid. You really are your own man when it's on the streets. You have to have this sense of security, if you will. Like, that's where the confidence aspect comes from. This sense of security that, okay, I know how to fight. I can beat someone up to a bloody pulp if I want to, but I'm choosing not to. That's the confidence that I'm talking about. That rationale, the rational thinking, the understanding that even if the person in front of me right now is so intimidating and so scary and he's trying to harm me, according to law, I'm allowed to beat him up if he tries something on me. However, I'm choosing not to. And I'm trying to de-escalate the issues. Whatever issue it may be, whatever situation it may be, I'm trying to de-escalate it. By the way, I forgot to mention, fighting isn't really of just the fists. You fight every day. You fight from the moment you're waking up to the moment you're going to bed. You're fighting all the time. Fighting is literally from the basic of fighting in your own head, fighting your demons, to even to the higher extreme of fighting in like the fist fights and wars and gunfare, etc. You're fighting in this entire spectrum. Of course, you're not going to either of the extremes. And to be frank, like from my limited knowledge, I actually don't even know what the less extreme part is. Like even below fighting your own demons. However, you can really understand a lot about yourself when you start learning about fighting. By learning about fighting, I just mean simply in simple terms. Not just about like the fist fights, like I've been saying. It's not about just the fist fights. Fighting can be of many different areas, right? Arguments, you always get into them every day. That's actually the type of fighting right there. Some logical arguments, some BS arguments that you just get into with a random guy or something over some situation. That's also a type of fighting in a way. And then there's also the aggressive type of fighting, like the fist fights, etc. And then you got other levels of fighting. The thing I'm telling you to do is to learn, to understand the act of self-defense, to understand that you can defend yourself regardless of the situation and regardless of who is there. And by the way, FYI, every channel who teaches fighting out there, they'll always tell you, run away from a fight. Because you do not know how a street fight goes. You do not know how grisly it goes. Just because you know boxing, just because you practice Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Karate, whatever you're practicing, it won't do. It really won't do. Because a street fight is the most grisliest thing that could ever happen. Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you're walking down an alleyway. You find a person, just one. He's there. Hooded, okay. And it's kind of night. You got some light going on. Cool. It's somewhat of a dark alleyway, and it's just a dry weather. And boom, now you're getting into a fight because he's trying to do something. He's trying to steal something from you. Maybe, I don't know his intention. What do I do? I don't know his intention, but he's trying to harm me. Like, what do I do? Do I go into my boxing stance? Do I go into my Muay Thai? What do I do? Okay, he finally swung his fist. Ooh, okay, I dodged it. Cool. Now, it's fighting moment. It's time to fight. Why? Because he actually is. Not only did he intimidate you, rather, now, he has taken agency that he's here to harm you, and he meant it. He already swung at you. Boom. He already swung at you. Boom, that's literally there. He meant that fist for you. Get your fighting stance up, whatever it is, boxing, Muay Thai, whichever you're practicing. But also, be aware that just your fighting stance alone is not going to cut it. Street fights get grisly. Whatever is beside the guy, maybe it's a metal pipe, maybe it's a cracked glass, maybe it's even a wood. You don't know what people are going to start using during a fight. That's why I said it gets grisly. It doesn't follow conventional rules of martial arts or combat sports. It's not really as simple as that. It gets horrifying. It's actually horrifying. You see in movies, they romanticize fighting. They romanticize all these hits and stuff. Like, yeah, he's going to hit him. Boom. Okay, let's go. Next move. Yeah, okay, cool. He just dodged it. Cool. The real life fighting doesn't work like that at all, right? And that's why you'll see that many people will just do a bit of things. Maybe they're professional fighters even. They will not fight on the road. They will not fight on the streets. Because everyone understands, at least the professional fighters, they know. And even the people who are going to gyms to learn a certain martial arts technique. Like everyone of them knows a street fight is not something you want to be in. You don't want to mess with anybody on the streets. And if you really want to, and that's why you'll see like in the rings, right? In the boxing rings or Muay Thai, etc. You'll see that the fights go on for a while and there's a lot of rules. There's a referee. There's people watching them. It's regulated, by the way. These martial arts and combat sports, these are all regulated. You basically see a cute version of it. But if you saw the real version of it on the streets, you would not believe yourselves. It's that horrifying. Now, the type of fighting that I'm actually asking that can you fight is basically, can you defend yourself from whatever it is coming to you, whatever is harming you? Of course, tawakkal ala Allah, of course. But can you defend yourself? Do you have the capability? Did you practice? Not for this instance, but in general, like whatever happens, I can handle it. I can handle it, then we can run away. It's all fine. You're not a wussy if you run away. Really, that's the smartest thing you could ever do. Even Jocko Willink, of all people, says that, to run away from a fight. I'll link the video if I can find it, inshallah. Now, the thing I was talking about in general, like when you learn about fighting or when you practice a certain martial art or maybe a combat sport, is that you get this independence from fear, right? You get this whole other level of courage that you could otherwise not have, because you would be fearing, oh man, I'm just so scared of a punch. Man, I think my bones are gonna crack if he just hit me in the rib. Oh. You'd literally grow, like, for lack of a better term, you'd basically grow balls even more. You'd be courageous whenever something happened. Or really, like, regardless, you get real life. Okay, you know what? Real life is just cute. When you learn fighting, you'll see that the real life is just very cute. Like, I'm in depression because I didn't get the grades right, etc. Yada yada. It's like, it's understandable you're sad. But really, depression? You had to put yourself there? Do you think this is the end of the line of your life? Like, this is all there is to it. My life is over. I didn't get the grades. I didn't get the job. I didn't get into university. This is pure stupidity. The sole reason I'm talking about confidence, this is, by the way, linked to confidence, because the amount of confidence that you gained from being fearless, not completely fearless, so I mean, that's just stupidity. What I mean is courageous, that you can overcome fear. You feel fear deep in your heart. You feel fear. It's just bogging you down. Regardless of that fear, you still say, I'm going to face this. Whatever it is, I'm going to face it. And then you just go on and face it. Of course, it's not like that easy. There's a lot of things going on inside your head, and you have to think about them. Like, what are those thoughts? What is happening? What are you thinking? And how are those thoughts actually affecting whatever you're trying to do? Are you suddenly stiff because of fear, or are you like having cold feet, etc.? Whatever the issue, really, you'll learn to overcome it, literally, from the experience you gain from fighting. And now it's to my second point: be aware. When you learn fighting, always be aware of things. Like, for example, just be aware of how you're feeling when you're fighting, like when you're sparring with your homies or when you're sparring with your instructor, etc. How are you feeling? Are you feeling this kind of, I don't want to say liberating, more like this feeling that something heavy just dropped off from your shoulders? You know what I mean? I mean, it's more like you feel this confidence. Of course, it's linked back to the first point, confidence. You feel this confidence that you can overtake whatever it is that's coming to you, because you already know what pain is like. You experienced pain of the highest caliber. This pain, people are afraid of. People are always scared of experiencing this pain. The pain of being hurt. The main pain of being hurt is if you're mentally hurt, which is like when depression, or you're just stuck and you just can't move at all. You don't understand anything, yada, yada, yada. That is the real pain. The pain of the physical body, those are pain as well, true. But the fact that you could withstand those pains and grow and go and do things regardless, this just opens up a whole new world for you. regardless of what you think. Because you may think that, how is this illogical? This is illogical, so illogical. I don't know what frame of logic you run by, but this is the best form of logic I've ever witnessed, because I myself train. And alhamdulillah, I will be very honest with you, I've never been this confident in my entire life. I actually got to face my fears. I thought that, oh man, I mean, because it was low-key kind of my fear that I would be stuck and I would have to feel pain of the physical body, etc. I mean, this is just so scary. But once you kind of get used to it, I'm not saying like go to a pro boxer and say, hey, yo, punch me in the chin right there. That is stupidity. I'm saying like go spar. Just learn. At least the basics. The fundamentals even. Just learn. How do you punch? How do you kick? How do you dodge? The footwork, leg, like just footwork, placements, etc. Just learn those and you'll be good to go. There's a whole other form of confidence. Again, the first point, confidence. Rather, I should stop calling the first or second points. Rather, confidence is the foundation point that I'm going to talk about really, because everything is going to link back to your confidence. And with that confidence, with that said confidence, you're going to achieve things that you would never assume you could achieve. You would say that, man, I mean, hey, I fail in exams. I mean, that's just the thing I do, man. I mean, yeah. Or maybe you just feel like, man, I mean, hey, it's just the way it is, right? I've always been failing and I'll keep on failing, right? Dude, in self-improvement, when you work out, you see the change in your body. Metamorphosis, in a nutshell. Now, when you see that change in your body, that means you can grow. It just literally means you can grow. From whatever state you were in the past, you can now grow into a better state. A state that is more likable and more comforting for you. People say, oh, accept the fat acceptance area, for example. I mean, this is a lot of bullcrap. Like, yeah, accept that we're fat, it's fine, yada, 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 yada. What do you mean? The frick you mean by accept us, etc.? Do you even feel okay? You can say that you feel okay and all that jazz, and when you're 30 or maybe you're 40, you're gonna have to live with a lot of bone pain and your back pain and this and that. Your joints are aching, and you have a lot of diseases. Your heart, you've got heart diseases. I mean, goddamn. This is pure stupidity if you just assume that being comfortable is practically all there is to it. That you can just be comfortable and be okay with life. Everyone, and I believe this, by the way, everyone should at least once in their lifetime, every man once in their lifetime needs to get punched in the ribs, not in the face, in the ribs. We being halal. Get punched, get wrecked even. It's fine. Experience that pain and then grow from it. Experience that pain, work out, prepare yourself, learn a specific martial art or skill or combat sport or whatever you just want to learn. Just learn that, work on it, boom. Again, confidence. This helps tremendously with confidence because whenever you see something that you're going to attempt and you're scared, right? Because you have already, by the way, this is how the timeline goes. Before, you were not working out, you were not learning how to fight, etc. And you faced something difficult and you just gave up. Why? Why'd you give up? You know, I mean, it's scary, man. I'm feeling this scary thing. I'm just feeling so scared, bro. I mean, like, I don't want to do this, bro. What? Well, your loss. And then you lost. Oh, and see, I mean, that's just what happens all the time, bro. I mean, that's just life for me. That's just how it is. What? This is stupidity at its highest. Are you seriously telling me that people cannot change? Oh no, bro, like people can change, but like I cannot change. What's so different about you? I mean, you know, like I'm always so like clumsy and stuff like that. I'm not really into studying. What? You're clumsy and all that. Have you ever tried changing your routine even? What's a routine? Wow. That is... I don't know how to put it anymore, bro. That is just the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. What is a routine, bro? What do you mean, what is a routine? What are you doing on your day-to-day basis? What do you do every day? Like I wake up and do. Okay, and like, do you work out? No, bro. Do you learn how to fight? No, bro. Then what the hell do you think you're doing? If you don't learn how to fight, or rather, if you don't go through the process, it's mostly about the process, really. How will you understand that? How will you put this in your head that there's something called change, and that we can change? People can change. People can grow, go beyond whatever level or limit they have. They can go beyond their limiting beliefs and have this new set of lifestyle, and that not everything is just set in stone. Like, just because that guy got, like, let's take Tate for example. Just because Andrew Tate got rich and famous and multimillionaire, etc., do you really think that's how it was supposed to, how it would go if he never changed certain things in his life? Of course, Allah helped. But the thing is, if he didn't do the work, if he didn't do the hard work, especially when he didn't feel like it, do you really think he would be at the level he is today? It all starts somewhere. You've heard this. If you've been in the self-improvement space, you've heard this a lot. It all starts somewhere. We all start at a foundation, and then we start to grow eventually, and it's all like an exponential curve, etc. Everyone will tell you the same thing. But the one thing they won't tell you, because this is my pet peeve, I think that people, when they say something, that's just they're regurgitating a book that they read, or they're regurgitating a video that they've seen. They haven't taken the time to internalize the subject. Because if you take your time to internalize the subject, you'll realize that everyone starts somewhere. It literally means, I don't care what your situation is right now, you're gonna have to change. Like, you have to change. You can change, and you have to change. It's not even about, oh yeah, I'm gonna choose if I want to change it. No, you have to change. It's a duty. It's upon you. It's a duty upon you that you have to change. You have to choose change. There's no such thing as staying in your lane. You have to choose. You have to change towards betterment. Always towards betterment. If you see yourself changing towards worse things, yeah, that's not change. That's being dumb and stupid. The sole reason why many people are stuck in life, or they just don't know what to do next, is because, first off, I mean, I'm talking about a Muslim sphere, so of course this is the category, the criteria is they're already meeting. They're praying, they're fasting in the Ramadan, they read the Quran, they learn Hadith, or maybe they do, maybe they don't. Well, at least they pray and they can fast in Ramadan. I'm assuming that's it. That's the criteria. By the way, these things are basics. Why the frick does everybody say that I'm looking for someone who prays and fasts in Ramadan? These are basics. What the frick are you talking about? What the frick are you talking about? These are basics. You're supposed to do these things. These are your duty. There's no such thing as a little leeway for you to say, like, yeah, I mean, I just don't pray. The freak you mean you don't pray? These are basics. I don't make any like distinctions over here. These are basics. You better meet them. You have to meet them. How much of a wussy are you that you can't even do the basics? Do the basics, the goddamn basics, and then talk about change. A lot of people can just sit at the comfort of their homes, be keyboard warriors, and say that we need change, we need reform, etc. By the way, we don't need reform. We do not need reform of Islam. We do not. No, we don't. I said it. We don't. Cry all you want on the chat or wherever you like to cry. Do your damn basics, like just praying your 5 daily prayers and fasting at Ramadan. These are basics. Get them done. No excuses. And then we can talk about the rest, which is learn how to fight, learn how to do those things, learn how to face challenges, grow. To grow, you're gonna have to face challenges. All right, and especially given you're a man. Oh boy. You're an absolute idiot if you think life is going to be cute to you. I'll be very honest. At the 20 years that I'm alive, life has not been cute to me at all. Heck, life has not even been so friendly with me. I haven't lived a friendly life. I mean, alhamdulillah, I've lived a very good life. Actually, I'm very blessed, if you will, because I have a roof over my head and I've got food on the table and I've got stuff. Like, alhamdulillah, I'm very blessed, actually. And now I can assume like a lot of you are gonna say like, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got that too, and never gonna internalize it. Internalize it, you freaking morons. Internalize it. How do you expect things to change? How do you expect life to be better for you when you don't even internalize the basic things? That you got a roof over your head. These are the unfair advantages that you have. And this is what self-awareness means. Being aware of the things you know, or the things you can just see around you, observe. Stop being an absolute bot. And then regurgitating self-improvement video ideas, and then what the book says, like, oh yeah, this book said this on page number yada yada. The frick are you doing? You don't need to be a Dr. Zakir Naik of self-improvement. You don't need to do that. You can do that with the Quran, like, yeah, this part of the Quran, this page, this chapter, this line, etc. That is important. That is far more important than the bullcrap you do saying, oh, this book said this and that. It's like, did you even internalize that? Do you even know what that book said? What that specific line even means? Do you even know what do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it even means? I know Hamza said that, but do you even know what that means? Let me break it down with you. I mean, I know the topic is about fighting. Really, this is also a type of fight. This is the mental fight. Internalize it. Think about it. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. A lot of us in this modern generation, if not everybody, leads with feelings. We all lead with feelings. Everything we do is like, oh yeah, I feel like working today. Oh yeah, I feel like working out today. What do you mean by you feel like it? Do it. Be disciplined. Where's the discipline? I just don't feel like it, you know? Like, I'm not feeling like working out. I'm not feeling like studying right now. Like, what do you mean by you don't feel like studying right now? What do you mean? Is it your duty to study, by the way? Is it your duty that you have to do this? Yeah. I mean, I gotta get the grades, and I mean, I gotta go into universities and yada yada. By the way, this is for those of you who actually want to go to university. Those of you who don't and have a plan and want to be entrepreneurs, don't worry. Better example for you in a minute. So yeah, I got a university and stuff like that, and shut the frick up and just do your damn job then. Study. Be disciplined. Be stoic. Fulfill your duties. Stop being an absolute wussy and just sitting there and saying like, oh, why does it not change, man? I've been making du'as. What do you mean you've been making du'as? Everybody can make dua. You can make dua, and I have nothing against it. Make dua. All the dua you want. Make them. But do the damn job as well. I said this in the loneliness episode, and I remember it vividly. Tie your camel and have faith in Allah. Tawakkul ala Allah, of course. But are you going to even do your damn job? Are you that incompetent that you can't do your damn job at all? Stop kidding yourself, bro. Seriously. We are meant for greatness. Right? People like to always point at history and say that, look at the men of the history, see, they're so great, etc., etc. Which is good, I mean, they're great. But have we internalized the lessons that's been there? Like, do we know what they're doing, like what they did? Do we internalize their lessons? Do we internalize the things they've done, the sacrifices they've made, all the routines and discipline and stoicism they've gone through, all the hardships that they've gone through? Do we even take the time to internalize it? No, I don't think so. Because if we did, all right, a lot of us would have been the best men already. A lot of us would have been on a pedestal already. Alhamdulillah, people like to say that if you're in self-improvement, you're already like way ahead of the game, which is true, but it won't be true in a few years, because, I mean, if not already, because everybody's like, yeah, self-improvement is the new best thing. The only reason why a lot of people is in the self-improvement sphere is because it's the new best thing. And like, the world is going to hell, and I mean, you're gonna have to choose self-improvement because it's the only one that sounds logical right now. It's not going all over the place anymore. Hence, you will choose self-improvement. And it's gonna get saturated. This market is gonna get saturated. And you can already see the amount of YouTubers out there who do book reviews and stuff, and then say like, this book says this, yada, 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 yada. And then they give you some good examples enough, and boom. You watched the video. That's a good damn job you did there. You watched the video. Again, did you internalize it? the argument, the fighting aspect of this entire thing is to sit yourself down, pen and paper in hand, or maybe just your mind. Actually, pen and paper in hand is way better than just your mind. Pen and paper in hand, ask yourselves the questions. What did I learn? You're going to have to fight with yourself a lot. I assure you, you're going to have to fight with yourself a lot. You will not even realize the amount of resistance you're going to feel. The amount of resistance you're going to experience when you try to even sit yourself down and do the hard work. Because, man, the human body just does not like to do hard work. You can watch all the self-improvement videos you want. You can even listen to all of our podcast episodes and then say that, yeah, I've learned so much. Yes, I've learned so much. I really have improved so much. Yes. Really, information isn't just all there is to it. You have to couple information with action. And to couple that, you need a middleman who is internalization. Again, internalize it. Because if you cannot understand the information being presented to you, you're going to struggle with actually doing what the information said, to actually implement it in your routine, in your life. For example, if someone just tells me to do 10 push-ups and I know nothing about push-ups, then what am I going to do? The only thing I've seen, let's put a bit more of an emphasis on this character. He's an anime fan, and the only push-ups he's seen is those hardcore, super fast, etc. type of push-ups. Maybe he's watched One Punch Man of all things. Okay, cool. Now you have him trying to do that same push-up on the same intensity at the same level, and he's failing hard. He can't even do the first one, let alone the 100 push-ups that he has to do because Saitama said so. He can't even do that. You just told him to do push-ups. What type of push-ups? How do I do push-ups? Give me a demonstration. Okay, so this is a real-life demonstration. You put your palms right beside your chest, etc. And this is how you push up, and then you push down, you breathe it. You breathe in as you go down, you breathe out as you go up. And then your shoulders are supposed to go into your back, etc. And your glutes are gonna be all tight. And then you get up, it's all kind of relaxed, and you put your whole shoulder up. That's how you do push-ups. If you didn't even internalize that this is how I do push-ups, and that's the actual form of doing push-ups. Actually, it could be explained better, to be honest. I've done injustice when I explained it. But really, if you don't even take the time to internalize this fact that this is how I do push-ups, this is how I do certain things, because you have the information that you have to do push-ups, and you know the action because you've seen it in an anime, and you've seen Saitama saying that he does 100 push-ups. So you've seen him do the demonstration, and then you try to do the same thing, 100 push-ups. Yeah, I think that's what I should be doing. And then welcome to a whole lot of pain for no reason that you could have avoided if you had internalized it, if you had looked up on the internet, searched up how to do push-ups, the accurate form, etc. This is an internal fight right there. And to survive this internal fight, you have to internalize things. You have to understand, use your logical brain, use your brain to understand what needs to be done. To be honest, if you can sit down and actually go through this whole arduous task of fighting yourself and understanding, you're genuine. Now, this is genuinely the fact that you're already ahead of the game. You genuinely are ahead of the game. Because 90%, I assure you, 90% of the people in the self-improvement space, they don't even internalize the information. They just regurgitate it like pure bots. Because if people were not bots, all right, because everyone can fix their body, right? Everyone can work out, look good, etc. Then it comes into character. How do you build your character? What are you gonna go there and do the red pill thing of sleeping with 50 women and then settling down? Is that your character? You're gonna say you're a playboy and that's all good? You really think that's how it works? That's why you have to understand that there's a balance between things. I know it looks like I've strayed way ahead of the topic, because the topic, again, if I remind you, was about fist fights. And now it has gone into this internal fight. And now it's going into character development. What is going on? You have to chillax and wait. Seriously, you have to be patient. Patience will bear the sweetest fruit. Sit down and relax. Be patient. You've chosen to listen up to this part. So why don't you just choose to listen up to the entire thing? You'll learn a lot more. There's a lot of advices, a lot of information that no one will ever tell you, that you'll get only over here, only in this podcast episode. It's because I took the time to shut up and actually internalize the things that's been told to me. And alhamdulillah, I've seen actual growth. And I'm still learning. Bro, I don't know everything and I don't know anything. I'm still learning and I'm actually enjoying this. And there's a reason why I'm enjoying this. Again, internalize it. And now going back to the whole character arc thing, like what type of person are you going to be? The playboy? Sex is so overrated, bro. Sex is the most overrated bullcrap I've ever seen. Like I said way before, that the confidence you're going to get from fighting is not the same amount of confidence you're going to get from sex. Just because you banged a chick doesn't mean you're going to get the same amount of confidence. Heck, I can probably beat you if you have that confidence in you. And I'm a virgin. Because as Muslims, I know the whole audience is Muslim. We're all Muslims. So if you're not married, by default, you're a virgin. Oh, you're a virgin. Oh, what a wussy. And yet somehow I'm way better than you? Yeah, nice. Nice. Your logic has really helped the whole world. Your logic has built a heck ton of prostitutes. A lot of cumsters, as I would love to call them. You sit down, all the red pillars, actually, all the things they do. By the way, I'm still going to put a disclaimer. I really have nothing against red pill, to be honest. Rather, I've learned a lot from them. But they do have their limitations. You cannot take them as gospel. You cannot take their information as gospel in this thing that, oh yeah, everything is going to work. I mean, it's all fine, right? I mean, I'm just going to hang out with this girl. I'm going to raise her up, yeah. And then I'm going to go and be smooth. Bullcrap. Do you really think at life, have you really pulled life down to the most menial things? Because this is the most smallest thing ever. Sex is the smallest thing I've ever seen, by the way. This is coming from a 20-year-old who hasn't even experienced it. This is the smallest thing ever. Because I've seen bigger things. I've seen what the confidence that you get from fighting. I haven't fought in a ring, but I have sparred with people. I have gone out of my way and said, you know what? Let's fight. Let's spar. Hit me. And I've actually grown out of my fear of getting punched. Alhamdulillah. I was punched. I always feared like, okay, maybe I'm gonna, oh man, I'm in punched. I mean, oh man. What do you mean? You as a man, a lot of these adults are pure wussies. I'm just gonna say it again. Listen up. A lot of these adults of this modern generation are pure wussies, and you can easily beat them up. It's because when you even intimidate them just a bit, they'll go, wait. This bunch of wussies will just say, hey, wait, I mean, 911 is trying to intimidate me. What do you mean? You as a man, the adult, can literally control whatever the flow of your argument is. If it's going to a fight, like I've already told you beforehand, if you are listening, that just defend yourself to the extent that you need to. Call 911, defend yourself, run away. If you either run away or sit there, wait for the cops, because you're so confident. You're the top G. You're so damn confident that you've already broken his legs, and you're like, yeah, where the police at? Yeah, I got you. I already did 90% of your work right here, man. Take him out. Take him away. You could be either that confident, or maybe you could just be like, 911, here you go, and then just keep a safe distance, which I do support a lot more than just sitting there beside the guy as breaking his legs and stuff. It's way better that you just beat him up to an extent that he's unconscious, or maybe he's just there, tie him up to a place, have a safe distance because we follow the law, and then wait for the cops. It's all good. Seriously, you're not a wussy just because you did that. Rather, you're the smartest guy in the room. You as a man, as I've already said, so before I give you this demonstration, is that you have the power to literally de-escalate or maybe escalate an argument, or maybe you can even go towards a fight. You actually have the power to do that. Because I have experience. Not only me, man. I mean, a lot of the people I hang out with, I know that they've actually done this thing as well, because they've been beside me as well. They saw me and I saw them. It's like, yeah, they're de-escalating something. Actually, to be honest, I saw some. It's a rare few that I've seen. The way I actually usually speak and say like I've seen some, etc. is like, whoa, that means there's some everywhere. No, it's actually very rare. I barely find them, and I'm no super saint or something either. I'm no saint that everything just works out for me. I failed a countless amount of times just to get this level right here that I have. Alhamdulillah, man. It ain't easy. It doesn't come to your laps just because. It comes to you because you worked for it. You failed. You failed a lot. You failed every day. You took a punch. You cried. It's fine. You bled. It's fine. But you went through it. At least you went through it. Okay, cool. I mean, man. By the way, I'm talking in terms of a gym, like under an instructor, etc. Like, you got punched. You're bleeding. I said, sure, it's fine. I got you. You'll go again. Go again. Again. Go again. You fail. Again. Keep going at it. And then you just build that confidence, this shell. It's like you build this thick skin. It's like, you what? You little wussy. You trying to intimidate me? Like, whenever someone on the street just comes up and be like, yo, man, what's up? And they like try their bull crap. It's like, man, you trying to beat me up? You trying to intimidate me? I wish you realized the monster you're trying to challenge. I wish you realized who you're even challenging. I can beat you to a bloody pulp and put you 6 feet under right now. That's the amount of confidence you would have. And you'd be like, you'd give him a smile and just walk away. He would be confused, like, you wussy. Really, you're the smartest man in the room because you understand. You know what fights to take and what fights not to take. You know which fights are actually important and which fights will actually give you the social validation and put you up on a higher social hierarchy. Play smart, not dumb. You don't need to go out there and be like, oh, I'm so alpha that I can just beat up anybody. Oh, I'm so alpha I can bang any chick. Banging chicks is easy. Like I said already, banging chicks is super easy. The world, the way it is right now, they think that banging chicks is so hard, man. I think I should get a chick. And then their whole life revolves around banging a chick. A chick. Forget about forget about the red pills 50. Just a chick. This is so stupid. I can't help but crack up, bro, because man, imagining how some people actually like tunnel vision themselves, like this chick is the one. Okay, you could have your the one or whatever. You can have them. It's all fine, but really, your life shouldn't be revolving around them. Your life should be revolving around a bigger mission. And to get to that mission, you need to know how to fight. Again, you need to know how to fight. You need that confidence. Not just confidence, beliefs. When you fight, or when you have the experience of fighting, like I said already, like you're the smartest man on the room, you know what fights to take. Thing is, you're also the smartest man on the entire damn planet because you know what things to do and what things not to do because you've experienced them, albeit in fighting. But you can extrapolate that knowledge and put it on the actual businesses, put it on the actual work or maybe studies or whatever you're entering into, whatever things that's challenging. You can be like, it's actually pretty easy. I did not know the thing that I was fearing is so simple. It's so easy. For example, I would say studying for me is a nightmare. I used to think that. I used to think studying for me is a nightmare. And alhamdulillah, I ended up passing exams all by myself. I had to study them all by myself. Alhamdulillah, I still passed them. From the guy who didn't even know that he can do anything and he thinks studying is a nightmare to a guy who passes exams all by himself without the help of his teachers. I mean, by teachers, I mean tutors. Specifically tutors. Like coachings and stuff like that, right? Without the help of tutors and stuff. What changed? What was it in there that changed? I'll tell you. I watched Baki of all anime, and because I was a super anime nerd, I watched Baki of all things, and then I got hyped up because I loved him. I felt the rush, and I realized, oh man, I mean, goddamn, you were right. Every man does feel the need to be powerful at least once in their lifetime. And then I started to learn how to fight, how to do things. I mean, I worked out, at least. That was the basic thing I was doing. I was working out. I didn't really learn specifically how to fight because I thought that I should be working out first, building the muscle, and then I should learn how to fight. That was the stupidest decision in my entire damn life. I wasted a lot of time. Oof. Anyhow, at least it helped. Alhamdulillah. Because now my muscles function well and my hands function well. I got my joints working, so it's all good, alhamdulillah. Because I was fat. It wasn't really good. Like, my life was super crappy. Just because you hear me now say all these good stuff about my life and stuff, right? Because you hear me and you see our success and my success even, that you see all these things like, man, since everyone must know so much. You didn't see the entire 19 years of my life that was so stupid, that was so stupidly weird, that was so stupidly grisly, full of hatred, negativity, nihilism, and absolute bullcrap. There's a reason why I'm passionate about these topics. It's because I know the bullcrap I had to go through because of all these cute little YouTubers, cute little people saying like, oh, it's gonna be all fine. Bullcrap. It's never fine. Seriously, it's never fine unless you change it yourself. Life ain't easy, bro. And fighting really does open up your eyes to a whole new world. Heck, I even went to the university entrance exam. And alhamdulillah, by the way, for the record, I actually passed. I'm in, yada yada. Forget about it. And then, all thanks to Allah. Of course, first off, I'm going to have to say this. All thanks to Allah. Second off, I was the most chillest guy in the entire place because I went in, and I kid you not, I did not study for the entrance exams. I didn't study for any of the entrance exams that I was going to give. And alhamdulillah, I actually got into one of them. But thing is, I'm not a genius. It's not because I'm a genius or that I'm good with studying. Rather, it's because I know how to control my fears. I know what to do and where to look at. Alhamdulillah, I've become... I can't tell you the amount of growth that I've actually seen just because I challenged the typical social norms of don't fight, don't do anything like this, yada yada. And I learned, I grew, a metamorphosis occurred. And now I am where I am. And I know within 10 years, inshallah, I'm somewhere better. I really believe that. And heck, all the people in the audience right now, they believe it too. Fun fact, these guys, I actually met a lot of them from thanks to self-improvement. Of course, thanks to Allah. And thanks to self-improvement. I met them from there. But we all had the same thing. We were all regurgitating information we knew. We never internalized things. We never fought with ourselves to sit down, right? Take a piece of paper and a pen and write down, okay, what did I learn and why is it like this? What can I do better? What can I do better? The thing about what can I do better, this thing, by the way, you can use in your business. I should not be telling you all this. Fun fact, I should not be generous to tell you all this, that you can learn all these, put it in your business, grow it up. No, rather, you should suffer and learn it on your own. But I'm telling you this because I truly believe that people should just know about these things. It's fine, you know it. The sole reason being, if you could read between my words, specifically on this one, is because a lot of people will get all the information, again, will not internalize it, will just regurgitate it, and they'll stay in fear and they'll never grow. They will never grow. I can say everything I want. By the way, I can just share my brain dump, all the knowledge I got. None of you will ever grow unless you internalize it. So it's all fine for me. I'm saying, I'm giving you value. Alhamdulillah, I'm giving you value. Wow, this is something different we're hearing. Like, wow, in the Muslim sphere, you hear this thing? God damn. But if you don't internalize it, I mean, whatever. I win, you don't. You're an idiot. I'm the smart guy in the room. And thanks for boosting my ego. I did not need that, but thank you for stroking it up. Grow some balls, people. Grow some balls for the sake of Allah. Please. Have courage. Face your fears. Learn to fight. Freaking learn to fight. Just freaking learn how to fight. really, to grow, you're gonna have to go through a lot of crap. And when I say you're gonna have to go through a lot of crap, it just doesn't mean that you're gonna have to fight and stuff and like be all that and then boom, 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 yada yada. That's about it. Nabi, there's more to it. When you've learned to fight, you actually have this mental thing going on as well, because you learn how to control yourself, control your thoughts. Like, okay, cool, he's giving me the punch. There's the hook, there's the uppercut. Ooh, okay, pause. I got him. Okay, breathe. Okay, cool. I'm gonna give him the hook, right hook. Okay, cool. You, instead of playing all of these in your head, it's more like, just flow with this minute. Just flow with whatever it is. Whatever's going on right now, just flow with it. Like, oof, uppercut, cool, whatever, boom, hook, boom, okay, right hook, left hook, cool, okay, boom, dodge to the left, okay, cool, yeah, uppercut, boom, okay, cool, jab to the chest, jab to the ribs, okay, cool. Like, you learn it as you go. And by the way, the funniest thing is, like, I haven't gone to a gym, and I actually will go into a gym, a fighting gym, inshallah. But really, I've been shadowboxing, and I've been sparring with my homies. I learned all of this just from that much. And I watched some fighting videos online, and it's really, I didn't really learn much from watching them rather than doing it myself. So that's pretty much where my experience points come from. It's like I actually went through the crap and learned a lot of things. Like, for example, like me and Archon, when we met up, I literally was practicing how to take a punch. I was practicing like how many times I blink whenever he punches. Whenever he punches, like how many times we blink. Oh my, okay, cool. And really, I actually learned a lot, because I finally got more comfortable with, like, whenever I see a punch or something, whenever I see a strike, it's like, okay, got you, boom. It was the best time of my entire life, man. That was the first step towards actual change. Because I've been changing, I've been growing, I've been doing the workouts, etc., yada yada. It's like, okay, cool. I grew, but where do I put this knowledge into? Where do I internalize this thing in? And then I realized, okay, why don't we spar? It's best if we spar. And yeah, alhamdulillah, I actually learned a lot. And then I sparred with another member of our server, because it's kind of a untold rule in our server that if you ever meet up with someone, you have to spar. And it's a friendly spar, really. It's not like I'm gonna kill you and then I'm gonna kill you and put you 6 feet under. It's just a friendly spar, and you learn a lot from it. I didn't know that. I just thought that, okay, I think it just looks cool and I just want to fight. I'm kind of feeling this jittery feeling in me that I just want to kind of, I'm kind of itching to fight. So like, let's go. Really, I just learned a lot of stuff. And then I learned that the only sole reason why you don't like go into street fights is because I fought bare-fisted. Like, we were doing sparring sessions bare-fisted. And then I realized, oh crap, there's so many rooms for danger. Because real fights, man, you can get... Disclaimer, I would love for you to skip this part if you just cannot handle violence. You could gouge someone's eyes out. You could literally go in with your middle finger and your thumb and just completely block the windpipe. Maybe you could even do something to it. I specifically don't know what you could do. I think it's a Shaolin technique or something. It was a long while ago when I saw this technique being used. It's like, bro, you can harm people with just your fingers. Your fingers are weapons of destruction. You got weapons of mass destruction? Bro, I got weapons of destruction on my hands. And that's when I kind of realized that, whoa, no wonder street fights are grisly. Like, man, I gotta be very careful. So, yeah, just be careful, be ready, be the smart person in the room. Learn how to fight, learn how to internalize things. And also, while you're at it, build yourself up to be a better man. Fulfill your duties as a man. Body, like, banging chicks ain't really gonna help you with anything. Seriously, there's nothing that it actually comes in handy with. The only thing you get, like, the only knowledge you get from banging chicks is, like, just banging chicks. That's about it. I assume so, because what is there? I mean, really, other than, like, feeling this confidence that, yeah, I can do whatever with a girl, etc. It's like, what else? Like, can you extrapolate that confidence to some other areas? And, oh, man, I mean, oof. Okay, yeah, I just don't think I can do that, yeah. I think I can raise up my. I think I can raise up that woman right there. So like she's kind of good to me. Like, well, why do you need to raise her up? Why do you need to be fake? Just be real. This whole culture of like begging chicks and just raising up women, etc., is like such a cool thing. Really, it's not really that cool because you can't really extrapolate that knowledge to anything. It's helpful. It's good if it's on your hand, but really, you don't need to bang chicks to even understand that. Just talk to them when necessary. You'll get all your information right there. Be observant. Or rather, as Tate would say, perspicacity. I think I just butchered the accent. Be perspicacious. Be observant of your surroundings. Not everyone, by the way, I'll just also say this. Not everyone can do this, and I also believe that not everyone will be able to do this at all. But some of you can. So don't worry about, oh man, this many people watched the video and they got the information. Oh no, man, I mean, whatever. Just because this many X amount of people have watched a video doesn't mean that same X amount of people are gonna make like changes. There's no return on investment for them unless they're observant and they're learning and they have the balls to face whatever fear is in front of them. Fighting is very important, man. As a man, also you gotta learn how to protect your family when things go south. Protect your kids. Teach your kids how to fight. You better teach your kids how to fight. Because I, for one, would really say that it's very important for kids to learn how to fight. Everyone should learn how to fight at least, bro. It's also a matter of independence. That you're independent from just this whole fear. And you have the confidence. You have the confidence, hence you're independent from that fear. That you can just go through it. Of course, it's not that stupid confidence that, okay, I'm going to body whatever guy is in front of me is trying to intimidate me. Again, like the example, I'm going to put him 6 feet under. It's more like just a confidence that, what a stupid idiot that he thinks he can beat me up. Nice. It just understanding this much is enough to literally take you so far. Just understanding that change can be made. And really, fighting isn't rocket science. Like, seriously, fighting really isn't a rocket science, especially street fights. That's not rocket science at all. Anyone and everyone can do that. I assume even a toddler could do it. If you put up 2 toddlers side by side to fight them up, it's like, they can do it as well. They won't be creative enough to make it grisly, but whatever. I'm not saying do it. Soft people, by the way. I'm not advocating for kids to just go and kill themselves or something. Whatever. You guys love to stay in your own bubble? Live in there. Do not try and come into this bubble and just try and scream like, yeah, you advocating for big kids to fight? Whatever. Your voice don't matter anyways. Man, also about the mental health aspect of this entire thing is that, first off, is like I've been already saying for the past hour, that you get to overcome your fears, but really you also get to overcome whatever issues you have. So you also have this whole confidence thing going on. Again, confidence, I've been repeating this over and over. And then you also have this good mental health because it's a good cardio. It's good for your heart. It's good for your health. It's good for your mentality. A lot of people just out there don't even do exercises. You pieces of trash. What do you expect the world to do? How do you expect the world to be at your favor? Or rather, how do you expect the world to be good to you when you're not the one trying to change? There's no, like, you cannot expect improvement. You do not even have the ability to think or even expect change or betterment because you yourself do not try to change. Again, it's like I've said it before. If you do not choose, or if you do not accept this fact of change, nothing's gonna change for you, man. You're gonna have to take agency of your life and try to change and try to be better than before, better than yesterday, better than the person beside you or whoever you idolize, better than them. It's all for the best of humanity, really. If you think that this whole thing, this whole podcast episode of like, oh, he's talking about fighting and savagery, oh man, he's talking about savagery, you're an absolute idiot. It doesn't matter to me, like, what you think about this whole thing. Like, this whole episode is like, yeah, he's such a savage, he's such an idiot, yeah, violence, oh, we live in the 21st century. You live in the 21st century, yet you're such a wussy. Compared to all the other centuries, you don't even know how to defend yourself. I mean, you don't even know. A lot of adults. I think I've seen some adults who would literally cry if you just screamed at them. Wow, quite the adult and leader you are. Some people genuinely have mental health issues over here, so I'm not really talking about them. The people who actually have some terrible dark backstories that they can't handle people screaming. But really, some of you guys are just pure idiots who's never really gotten out. Not even in the ring. Literally gone out, shadowboxed. Can't even shadowbox? Can't even throw a punch. There's so many things on the whole spectrum of levels that you can learn. Literally from fighting. About life. Literally, you have this whole appreciation of life. You literally just sit there and be like, man, I mean, alhamdulillah, subhanallah, life is so vibrant and so different. I just did not know that. I've been so stuck up in my phone, in porn addiction, and so many things. Like, I did not know life is so good. My testosterone levels, alhamdulillah, are so good. I mean, wow. It's all so cool. When society moves forward at the expense of masculinity and femininity, there's no such thing as growth. There's no such thing as progress. The only thing you have is regress. People think this, oh yeah, you have to be up to date with the modern times, like the LGUHD TV areas, like, yeah, you gotta accept them, else you're just a bigot, yada yada. It's like, that's pure regress. Sodom, Qawm Lut. You know it's regress. This is not progress, this is regress. You just regressed back to whatever age that was. You literally, if someone could correct me which age that was. I sincerely ask that if someone could correct me what age Lut alayhi salam was at. But like, seriously, you're going back that far? That's progress to you? Get out of here. Get out of here. This bull crap is progress? Wow, get out of here. Get out of here. Seriously. A lot of excuses. Everything is out there that's full of excuses. Again, have the courage, man. If you really want to grow, if you really want to do things in life, if you really want to like experience success, go through hell, bro. You're gonna have to go through hell, and it isn't that easy. It's never gonna be easy. Who said it's gonna be easy? Life ain't easy. It never was. It never will be. It only gets easier when you adapt to whatever situation scenario you're in. It only gets easier when you adapt and play the game of life with such vigor that, man, life is just a simple game, man. I mean, whatever. Billionaires out there be like, hey, yo, you got, let's acquire that company. Yeah, the acquisition of that company, I mean, it's been kind of good. It's super fast. They're ruthless. Billionaires are ruthless. There's a reason. You don't expect to be a billionaire just by staying at your home and be like, yeah, it's all good. It's all fine. There's no issues, yeah. Billionaires are ruthless, bro. If you want to be a billionaire, you gotta have to learn how to be ruthless as well. You get that from fighting, again. Fighting. Fighting literally teaches you so many things. It's not just about the protection aspect. It's not just about the confidence aspect. It's also about the things you learn about life. You learn about life. You learn about life. Literally from fighting. The most simplest thing. Fighting. You actually become this beast that no one can stop. Why do you think Tate is so successful? Yeah, go on, tell me. Why do you think Tate is so successful? It's literally because he was a fighter. He experienced things. He saw things. And even before being a fighter, he had a hard childhood. And within that hard childhood, he took the time to internalize the things being said to him. You have to understand, there's a lot to life, and there's a lot to there's a lot of experiences you need, but really, if you have some foundational experiences, they're good enough. You'll easily beat anybody and everybody at every game. So don't just go out there and think that you just gotta fight, okay, cool, and then go full barbarian and just like fight all day and do nothing. Like, go through some fights, 1 or 2, and then you'll realize, and like sit down, internalize again, and realize, what was it that I learned today? What are the things that I can observe from this fighting? From this whole experience? What are the things that I can observe? And that'll really, I believe so, that'll really change your life, man. Alhamdulillah, it's changed mine. It's taken me from the crap that I was at to a better position, alhamdulillah, to a good enough position. And I know there's a whole lot more for me to grow. And I know there's a whole lot places for our server members to grow as well, because really, this is the most important thing that you never get to know, and our server members do. They get updates, they get stuff, they get information that you will never get anywhere. Join the Discord server if you're a Muslim and a man. This is a place for Muslim men only. We're not sexists that we're just here to, okay, no, don't get the women in. It's just because we don't apply for that market. We don't have the knowledge for that market. We don't know how to have like segregated channel servers. I don't, at least. I'm the owner of this damn place, and I don't even know how to do that. Hence, and I've targeted that it's literally just Muslim men. It's fine. We need a Muslim men community. There are no communities that are for Muslim men only and that actually thrives. Alhamdulillah, ours are thriving, and it grows by the day. Join in if you really want to. That's it for today, to be honest. Alhamdulillah, I really hope it was full of value. And I really enjoy the fact that talking about fighting to this whole other level, man. I literally shadowboxed today before I even started this whole event and stuff. And I literally shadowbox quite regularly, but man, I mean, alhamdulillah, I've been busy with other stuff, so it's kind of understandable why it kind of tanked. But inshallah, it's going higher, it's going better, and we're never stopping. Thanks for listening to this point of the video. I appreciate you. You're genuinely the best. I'm not kidding, because nobody can sit through this long. Alhamdulillah, man. Thank you for joining. Thanks for having the patience and putting your ego at the doorstep and just sitting through this much, man. Now rewind. Now, this is my sincere advice. Rewind the goddamn video and listen to it again. If you want to internalize something, listen to it as many times as you want to, as you need to. Pen and paper in hand, listen to it many times, pull up the advices, get to work. Alright, take care. Assalamu alaikum.